All right, number 12. Which of the following is equivalent to 9 to the 3/4? Okay, I'm gonna figure out which answer is equal to that. For this question is on the no calculator session. So if it's on a calculator session, we can just type in the calculator and solve it as a decimal, right? And then compare the answer to see which one's equivalent. But here we can't use our calculator. So this is on the exponent rule. Okay, so we have to know that if we have a fractional exponent like that as a 3/4, we can rewrite it in the radical form. Okay, so what we have is, so the base number is 9. Okay, so 9 raised to the 3/4. And the radical form is the denominator is a 4. So on the outside, we should have a 4th root. Okay, so the denominator is 4, so on the outside, we should have a 4th root. And then the top number is a 3. So on the top, we should have a power of 3 raised to the 9. Okay, so whatever the fraction is, the bottom number always goes to the outside. Okay, and then the top number is always going to be the power, it goes to the inside. And sometimes the 3, you can also put it like, on the top of the overall radical. Okay, but it doesn't matter, they're equivalent. Okay, so I will just put it inside for now. Okay, but that will be, nevertheless, that will be the power. So V goes to the top right corner there. Okay, and the 4 is always going to be also on the radical. All right. So that should be equivalent. Okay, so this is the first root of 9 to the 3rd. But do we have that? Well, we don't, right? And we know it's not going to be A or B because it doesn't look like our answer. It's not a cube root of 9. That's not going to be the same. And it's not fourth root of 9 because it should be fourth root of 9 to the 3rd. Okay, so it's not A, not B. Well, then we know then it had to be either C or D then. And what happens C or D? See, now we don't have a base 9, right? So it's a base 3 for both of them. Right, so here, right, our initial approach doesn't work. So we have to change things up a little bit. Okay, so now if we're trying to rewrite this as a base 3, okay, so we're starting with 9 to the 3/4. Let's do a different way. Here we can rewrite the 9 as a 3, base 3, and that would be 3 squared. Okay, 3 squared is equal to 9. That's 3 times 3, right, equal to 9. Okay, so this is the same as 3 squared raised to the 3/4. So now if you rewrite it like this, we know 3 squared to the 3/4, we have an exponent on top of another exponent. We have to multiply the exponent together. So this will be 3 to the, well, what's 2 times 3/4? It will be 6/4, right? Or it'll be 3/2. Okay, so 2 is like 2/1. So multiply should be 3/2. So it'll be 3 raised to 3/2 power. Okay. And then we can rewrite this as a radical. Okay, see now the 2 on the bottom, so it'll be a square root. Okay, so the bottom of 2 is a square root. The assumption is a 2. We don't have to put a 2 there. So we just have radical assumption is a square root. Okay, so it'll be 2. And then the top number is a 3, so it'll be 3 to the 3rd. So the 3 goes to be the exponent. All right, and do we have that? Well, C is not C, right? So it should be square root of 3 to the 3rd. So not square root of 3. So it had to be D, right? So what happens for D, they actually take out the 3 because we can say, if we split this up as square root of 3 squared times 3, right? So, so the 3 squared is a perfect square, so we can take it out of the radical. Okay, so it'll be 3 on the outside, and then under square root, we have a 3. Okay, so D is actually equivalent. So that should be our final answer for number 12.